June is crowded, so this list cuts past the release calendar noise. These are 10 new indie games with clear ideas, real footage hooks, and enough personality to be worth your attention this month. At number 10, Scale the Depths is the small fishing sim pick, and that is not an insult. The loop is simple on purpose: fish, scale, sell, upgrade, then push a little deeper. What makes it work from the footage is how clean the routine looks. The UI keeps the resource decisions readable, and the customer pressure gives the calm pacing a little bite. It is lower because the idea is narrower than the rest of the list, but for June, a focused little systems game earns its spot. Number 9 is Stardust Wish of Witch, a pixel art strategy RPG about a girl, a mage, and a wish-granting star. This is here because the combat grid and character art give the game an immediate identity, especially if you like tactics games that look softer than they play. The caveat is that strategy RPGs live or die on encounter pacing, and footage can only tell you so much there. I have it at 9 because the map, skills, and battle UI look promising, but the higher picks have cleaner hooks. In the number 8 spot, Map is exactly what the title says, and that honesty is part of the appeal. You are not just following a minimap. You are the cartographer, turning unknown islands into hand-drawn routes with actual navigation tools. That gives the footage a nice problem to show: landmarks, coastline shapes, and map details slowly becoming readable. It may be too gentle for anyone who wants constant combat or upgrades, but the idea is specific enough that it beats safer, blurrier adventure games. Taking number 7, Rune Dice is a tactical deck builder where the cards are only half the story. The real hook is launching dice into magical chain reactions, then building around runes, relics, and hero classes. That gives the game a more physical feel than a normal menu-driven deck builder. You can actually see the build logic bouncing around the board. It is not higher because the genre is brutally crowded after Balatro and Slay the Spire, but the dice, boss pressure, and upgrade synergies make it easy to explain fast. The number 6 pick is Crash Out Crew, which turns warehouse work into a co-op physics disaster, probably the most honest simulator concept on this list. The pitch is simple: fulfill orders, move boxes, fight the controls, and try not to ruin the shift with 3 friends. From the footage, the appeal is the arena chaos. Objects tumble, routes get messy, and the timer turns every tiny mistake into a scene. It sits here because it may depend heavily on having the right group, but the visual comedy is instantly readable. Halfway up the list, Cheap Car Repair is a grimy repair shop sim set in 1990s Poland, and it has the kind of premise that makes a thumbnail do half the work. Instead of polished garage fantasy, the fun seems to come from cutting corners, juggling angry customers, and turning scarce resources into fixes that probably should not be legal. The UI, repair menu, tools, and shop clutter give the edit plenty to show. It ranks this high because it has a sharper comic identity than most simulator games, even if the joke could wear thin. Number 4 is Realm of Ink, the safest action pick here, but safe in the useful sense. It is an Ink-style action roguelite about a swordswoman trying to break out of a book-shaped destiny. The combat footage has the important stuff: readable enemy pressure, clean weapon effects, and upgrade choices that look like they change a run instead of just adding numbers. I would not call it the strangest game on the list. It is this high because the pacing, boss fights, and visual style make it one of June's easiest recommendations. In third place, Town to City is the cozy city builder with actual construction texture underneath it. The key idea is free placement. You are not just stamping down a grid. You are shaping a 19th century Mediterranean town piece by piece, then watching the map, roads, homes, decoration, resource needs, and population pacing start to talk to each other. The risk is that low-pressure builders can become pretty screensavers if the management layer is too soft. It still lands at 3 because the gameplay footage shows a clear building language, readable UI, and a strong sense of place. Taking number 2, Zero Parades for Dead Spies is the list's biggest narrative swing. It is an espionage RPG from the creators of Disco Elysium, built around a broken operative, a damaged network, and one final mission that already sounds doomed. This is not here because it will be comfortable. It is here because the writing, portrait work, dialogue UI, menu choices, and political map give it a flavor most June releases cannot fake. I keep it just below number 1 because it is narrower, stranger, and probably more demanding, but that is also the point. And at number 1, Paralives is the June indie with the widest pull. It is a life sim about building homes, lives, and relationships, but the reason it takes the top spot is the scale of the promise. The build tools, character routines, furniture placement, and everyday life systems all point at a game people have been waiting years to poke, test, and compare. Early access means rough edges are expected, so this is not a perfect package pick. It wins because no other game here has the same mix of demand, creativity, and long-term curiosity. That is the list. June's indie lineup has strategy, sims, roguelites, and weird little systems fighting for space. Like the video, comment with the new indie I missed, and subscribe if you want more lists like this because it helps the channel keep covering smaller games.